The credit game has changed. Yes, the credit game has changed. And I can prove it to you with 2 questions. The first question, 99% of you will get the answer correct. The second question, 99% of you will get the answer wrong. Let's begin. What is credit repair? Yes, what is credit repair? All of you got that answer right. You know that credit repair is when you activate your consumer credit file rights and you decide to dispute anything on your credit reports that you believe is inaccurate, questionable, unverifiable, or obsolete. That's credit repair. Question number 2. What is credit prepair? Let me say that again. What is credit prepair? Well, while you're thinking of that, let me tell you why that's important. There are some steps that are required, mission critical, that when you're disputing anything on your credit reports or when you're applying for new credit, all right, this works twofold. If you're disputing something on your credit report, the steps that you must take, the credit prepair steps that you must take, will help you 10x your chance to actually get more deletions, more updates, and more corrections in response to your disputes. Otherwise, you'll get responses from the credit bureaus that say, your dispute is frivolous. We don't believe it's you disputing the information. Your dispute has been verified. And if you see that happening, you've missed the credit prepair steps. Now, let me give you one credit prepair step here while we're talking. Let's say you're looking to verify your information on your credit reports, your consumer reports. Now, there's a distinction between a credit report and a consumer report. A credit report, if you recall, is what you get from a creditor when they access your credit because you applied for credit. Now, they'll let you see that report, but legally they won't give you a copy of it. A consumer report is what you get from the credit bureaus when you request your annual credit report from annualcreditreport.com. All right, that's a consumer report. Now, when you want to update your personal information on your consumer reports and your credit reports, this particular step is what I call a credit prepair step, because it's so important. Because when you go out to apply for credit, you want to be instantly approved. You don't want to have to wait 5 days or 10 days for a letter in the mail. The people that typically get instantly approved, they have the credit prepair step done properly. That is, their correct name is on their credit reports. Their correct social security number is on their reports. Their correct date of birth is on their reports. Their correct current address and previous address are on their credit reports. Their correct phone number, personal phone number, their correct office or business phone number. All that information is correct. Their employer's name, their status at their employment, right? All of that is correct. The date that they were hired. All of that information is called personal information. If that personal information is not correct on your credit reports, 9 times out of 10, you will not be instantly approved if you apply for credit online or in person at one of the creditors, bankers, or lenders. Now, many people will say, well, that's a remedial thing to consider because I have an 800 credit score. I'll typically get approved anyway. Yes, that's true. But guess what else will happen? Your approval will be capped because bankers and lenders and credit issuers want to know how to reach you. And if they believe that, yes, you have 800 credit scores, but you have conflicting information with your date of birth, conflicting information with your social. Maybe you have multiple socials on your credit report. Maybe you have multiple date of births. Yes, you could get past with having an 800 credit score and instantly approved. But I bet you your approval, I guarantee your approval will be capped. You probably could have received a $15,000 approval when really you should have gotten a $30,000 approval. So the first step to credit prepair is you must make sure all of your personal information is accurate. You must do that. And then a second advantage of doing credit prepare is when you're disputing information. If you update all of your personal information before you do the dispute, and then you put a security alert or a security freeze on your credit report, which means that no one can access the report without the creditor, the lender, or the banker contacting you, or you can even use a PIN number, right? So you can give people access. But the key to this is when you're disputing something, the derogatory account holders typically like to access your credit report one time before they respond to your dispute to verify that all the information they have in their records about you is accurate. Because the credit bureaus are judging their response to the dispute when they try to verify it is you that owes them the money. They need to have your correct name, your correct date of birth, your correct social, your correct address, your correct contact numbers. If that information, we call that identifiers, data point identifiers. If that information on your credit reports is frozen, so the creditors can't access it, and they typically have inaccurate information because you may have moved, you may have updated your phone number, right? If they respond with too many of your data points associated with your personal information incorrect, you could typically get that information or those negative trade lines that you're disputing deleted from your credit reports. So this is the first step of credit prepare that you must do. It's very important. It's mission critical. All right. And a lot of companies don't do this that are in the industry because they're doing these online disputes, and they don't typically do custom letters that they mail in. The online disputes also is one of those things that I don't recommend you use because you forfeit 75% of your rights. All right. So you can't sue the credit bureaus. I mean, the fine print of using their portals to do online disputes, that's for Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and even maybe the 3 minor credit bureaus, Innovis, Advanced Resolution Services, and SafeStream. When you try to dispute online, you forfeit so many of your rights, okay? So you want to make sure that you do the credit prepare steps correctly. I've also found that the 5 factors of your FICO score are trumped by the 5 C's of credit. And another component of the credit prepare is, yes, you have the 800 credit score, you have the 750 credit score, you have the 700 credit score, but you're still getting your limits capped, and sometimes you're not even getting approved for preferred accounts like black cards, right? I remember when I was applying for my black card, I got declined because one of the actual data reports, all right, that was associated with the 5 C's of credit, all right, and that was associated with me being able to repay my debt. Capacity is one of the 5 C's of credit associated with you repaying your debt. And there's a data report that the credit bureaus, Equifax particularly, they sell this data report to creditors to verify your employment history. All right, and I'll just give it to you now. This data report is called the work number, and it's provided by Equifax. All right, the work number is not a credit bureau. It's a data bureau, and it's a data report. Well, when I was applying for my black card, this work number report said that I was unemployed. And I had been employed for many years. But because I discovered this report, this data bureau and data report, I was able to correct it, dispute the information, get it updated. And then when I applied for my black card, I got approved. Now, mind you, I had an 800 credit score when I applied for the black card. So I got declined because not of my credit report, not because of the information on my credit report, but because of the information on the data report, the work number. Now, this is the component of credit prepare that a lot of people miss. There's 143 data reports associated to the 5 C's of credit. And all of the credit bureaus are getting involved with offering and selling these reports to creditors, bankers, and credit issuers to help verify the information that's on your credit reports and the information that's on your credit application. All right? So if you're not paying attention to your data reports and you're only focused on your credit reports, you could be potentially getting your credit approvals capped, getting lower limits, being outright declined for preferred cards like black cards, right? So I'm opening up some time that I want to share this information with people so they can learn more about their data bureaus and data reports, because I'm not hearing a lot of people talk about it. I even wrote a book about it 7 years ago called The Wealth Score Expert. And this book, I shared a lot of details to my inner circle clients. I didn't really want this to be out in the public domain, but that book's now in Barnes & Noble. Again, it's called The Wealth Score Expert. So I was sharing this information to help my inner circle clients get higher approvals, all right? Get approved for luxury cars, you know, like this Rolls Royce I'm driving, right? So I'm opening up some time, and I'm calling this the Build Back Better Credit. I want to help people that have good credit, 700, 750 credit scores, and those that have a couple dings on their credit report, some late payments, some charge-offs, some collections. So this credit Prepair works for everyone, but specifically it helps people that don't have a clue that these data reports are out there. So around somewhere on this video, click the link, book some time with me. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna be able to do these free consultations. I'm gonna give you 15 to 30 minutes, share with you the 5 C's of credit and the data bureaus and data reports associated with these credit reports or these data reports. And then I'm gonna also give you one of my books, The Wealth Score Expert. I'm gonna give you my credit multiplier blueprint. And then if you want us to help you with credit Prepair, I'll be more than willing to do it, but the call is gonna be completely free. So click the link while I have some time, somewhere around here, book your strategy call, and I look forward to sharing with you how you could 10x your chance to access more credit by first doing credit Prepair, not credit repair. Learning about the data bureaus and the data reports and the 5 C's of credit and which data reports are associated to each C. I look forward to talking with you on the call.